Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
But we still got to predict week one, Roo. You ready to predict the week one schedule?
Hey, let's do it.
Okay, so opening game Thursday night, Baltimore at Kansas City, week one. Roo, who do you have?
I picked the Ravens. Again, the Ravens kind of, I guess, have to come out hot. They should be pretty motivated. They have the biggest change. Well, maybe not the biggest changes, but I just feeling them, even though it's at Chiefs, I believe. But Chiefs usually finish strong. They don't always start strong. So,
yeah, you're right, but I'm going to pick the Chiefs. I think last year they lost the Lions in opening night. I think they'll learn from that and they'll come out ready to go against the Ravens. This is a huge game right away into the season because it could determine seeding at the end of the year. So big game. I think the Ravens will keep it close. I think the one thing going for the Ravens with Henry and Lamar in that run game, they can keep the offense off the field for the Chiefs. So in that way, I'm scared of this prediction, but I'll be honest with you, very rarely did I ever, since Patrick Mahomes has been the quarterback, pick against the Chiefs. So I'm going to pick the Chiefs right now.
Yeah, not a bad pick.
Okay. No, good picks both ways. Okay. Now we have our first Friday night game, September 6th. I think me and Luke will be on a plane to Miami. So I am hoping, though, I will be able to see some of this game. So the Green Bay Packers at Philadelphia, but it's in like Mexico
Brazil?
or something. Yeah. So yeah, I
like
think
that?
you're right. Brazil. Yeah, I think you're right about that. So it's not really a home game. So who do you have winning? Packers at Philadelphia?
I got the Packers. I guess that's probably more of a heart pick, but I don't really know where the Eagles are at. They didn't play any in the preseason, right? None of their starters. And I guess on top of that, they finished awful, like mentally awful. So I'm hoping maybe they'll still be figuring some stuff out. So, and the Packers got a lot to prove. And there's a lot of young guys, a lot more young guys on the Packers. So like they like to play. I think Brazil is probably pretty exciting for them to show up and show off. So I'm going Packers.
Well, it's fun. Yeah, it's funny because I picked Philadelphia because of that reason as a young team. I think when you travel places exotic, it's more in favor of the veteran teams because they take it more as a business trip where young teams can take it more as a vacation type thing. So I did pick the Philadelphia Eagles. Again, it's going to be a close game. I think it could work to their advantage that they haven't shown their hand on what kind of system they're running because remember they did get a different offensive coordinator. I think that could surprise the Packers. We know what the Packers are going to do, right? Because they'll make some changes, but for the most part, they're going to run what's been working. So I think that might play into Philadelphia's hand. I think it'll be again a really cool and close game, but I think Philadelphia will win. How do you feel about the Friday night game?
It's weird, right?
Yeah, I don't like it, honestly.
No, I feel, well, I guess I'm glad it's week one for the Packers' sake, but I don't like Thursday night games because I feel like you get a worse product. And teams don't really love it, so I don't like it earlier. I just wish they were Sunday for the most part, Sunday and Monday.
100% agree with you. I hate Thursday games, and I hate how the NFL talks about how much they care about players, and then they play Thursday nights. It's the most stupidest thing you have ever heard. I know that ain't proper grammar, but whatever. But I'm with you on that, and I don't want Friday or Thursday games. I just wish you're right. Sunday, Monday, and then towards the end of the season, you want to throw a couple Saturdays in there, fine. But Thursday and Friday, no, thanks.
Nailed it.
Okay, let's go to September. Yeah, September 8th. I saved that. Sunday, September 8th is when we get to Red Zone, a bunch of games at the same time. Well, let's start with the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Atlanta Falcons. Who do you have at that winning that one?
Falcons home game. I don't trust Russ. I think the Steelers aren't going to be that great. At least, and I like the Falcons what they're bringing, so I'm going to Falcons.
We are 3 for 3 on different sides. I think the Pittsburgh. I think their defense. I agree with you. Offense is going to be very sketchy. Defense, though, I think their defense is so good. I think it's going to kind of be a little bit of a firestorm for Atlanta that first game, and I want to see Cousins play a little bit regular season football before I trust that he's going to be Kirk Cousins of old. So I'm picking the Steelers based on that. And I think the other thing is this is the first game back for Cousins on that injury. So pressure, I think it's going to be a little nerve-wracking for him at
Probably.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the last time he was on the field, he got injured. So I think that will play into it as well. So I have the Steelers winning game.
But you really trust Russell Wilson to win a game?
I don't. No.
That's why I can't go. I always go back to quarterbacks more so than defense. Like I don't trust Russell Wilson. He's terrible.
That's a good point, but I did point out the thing that worries me about that other quarterback.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. But I agree with you 100%. But what I like about this, Roo, is we're 0 for 3 so far. Let's see if we can go. Once. Yeah. Let's go 0 for 4 here. The Arizona Cardinals at the Buffalo Bills.
Bills.
Okay.
I got the Bills winning.
Yeah, both do.
That was a tough one though too, because like I said, the Cardinals. I mean, I feel like they're going to play really hard this year, and this is like. So there's another one that I'm going to pick, like a week 1, come out and show some people some stuff, but might not end up well for that team. But this isn't the one. I think the Bills are going to beat the Cardinals.
I agree with you on that. I got the Bills as well. Tennessee Titans at the Chicago Bears.
Bears winning. I don't think the Titans. I don't like Will Levis, and again, I think Caleb Williams, if he's anything, is going to want to be his first time seen looking really good. So Bears, and they're at home.
Yeah, I have the Bears too. I'm holding off judgment on Levis because his team wasn't very good last year. He had a couple of plays and moments here and there that I really liked about him, but he was also a 2nd-round pick. So I just want to give him a little time before I make a judgment on him. But the problem is his team ain't this year either. So I'm with you. I got the Bears.
I don't hate Will Levis as a player. I just he seems kind of like a knob.
Okay.
So just to be clear, I don't know much about his talent. I know he's got a cannon, which usually makes me like a quarterback, but I don't know much. I haven't seen him play at all, really.
That's totally fair. New England Patriots at the Cincinnati Bengals.
I think Bengals. I picked at home. Patriots, though they're going to have a good defense, they should be pretty awful this season. So,
yeah, when I was doing, I keep referring to like other podcasts, but when we looked at the schedule of the Patriots, and me and Avery, and we only could figure out like 3 wins for them. And it's good. And those 3 wins are like 50-50 games.
I know.
So yeah.
Kevin Wilde was like, this year is the drive for 5 wins is what he's hoping for as a Patriots fan. So, I mean, it should be really ugly for them.
If I'm a Patriots fan, I want that number 1 pick and just trade it to the highest bidder. Do what the Bears did and look at how it turned out for them. So that's what I do. Houston Texans at the Colts.
All right, so this is the one I have. The Texans are going to be a better team, but I think the Colts are going to be healthy. They're going to come out. I got the Colts winning. It's at home. Richardson will be back. And I think the Texans, though they have a lot of new moving pieces, I think there might just be a little bit off there. I could be totally wrong, but this is a game I could see as a division game. The Colts come out and kind of punch them in the mouth.
Yeah, no, your reasoning is very sound. I like your reasoning. I did pick Houston, but this week 1 is weird too. Remember that, everybody. Like week 1, there was who was it? There was a team that lost? Oh, it was the year the Packers. I think they were the best team in the NFC and they lost to the Saints or something, like 38-3 week 1.
Bucks was the Bucks. Yeah, it might have been the Saints. Yeah.
They
had a couple of real bad stinkers week 1. So
right. Yeah. So week 1 is so weird. So don't so I can see division matchup. Colts are young, frisky team. Maybe Houston, comes in thinking that they should beat the team because they're young. I'm totally with you on that.
Yeah. One thing too on top of that is the Texans' run defense is not great, and that's what I think the Colts are going to be good at. So usually built, to fight your team and teams in your division. So
yeah, I agree. Jacksonville Jaguars at the Miami Dolphins. I will be present at this game with Luke. Me and Luke are going to. So if one of us may not come back, just throwing that out there.
I could see that.
Yeah. Okay. Who do you got winning?
I picked the Jags. I don't really know why. I'm just not high on the Dolphins this year, and
That's fine.
Not really high on the Jags either. But I feel like the Jags need to do more. So they might be a little hungrier.
Yeah, so weather will obviously not be that much of a factor here because both teams are from Florida, so it's not going to make that big of a difference. I picked Miami. I just trust their offense more than anything. I am a little concerned about their defense and their pass rush because both Chubbs and Phillips are both coming off injuries, and I think Chubbs is on a pup list still.
Mm,
One of them is. I think it's Chubbs.
yeah.
So I'm a little nervous about their pass rush, their defense. What's that going to look like? I really like who they hired, but we'll see. But I just trust their offense more, and I don't trust that the Jacksonville defense has enough to stop the Dolphins offense. So I picked the Dolphins. Um, Carolina Panthers at this New Orleans Saints.
That is going to be ugly. I hope to not have to watch 1 minute of that game.
Correct.
And I picked the Saints.
Yeah, me too. Nothing more needs to be said. Minnesota Vikings. Speaking of ugly games, Minnesota Vikings at the New York Giants.
Oh, I don't know why, but I circled the Giants. I'm assuming just because it's the home team. That's all I got. I mean, Sam Darnold could be seeing ghosts real early. Plus, he's got to go against Isaiah Simmons, my boy. He
So
hasn't been looking good either in camp, which isn't great to hear.
no, that ain't great. I know he's
No.
been your guy since he's been drafted.
Yep.
I picked the Giants too, but one thing I always think of is like, I don't trust either quarterback. So what side of the ball do you trust the most is the big question on whose team. I think I do like Brian Flores in the defense that he put in last year. It got better as the year went on.
Mhm.
I don't know. That's the only thing I was thinking. And then obviously you got the weapons on offense that the Vikings have. So like I guess talent wise, I'm keep thinking like the Vikings have more talent maybe, but I'm going with the Giants because I think the home, like you said, the home team. So the Las Vegas Raiders at the LA Chargers.
Where do they have I picked the Chargers. That should be another ugly game. That's another one of those ones that could be weird, but I think both of them are going to be pretty similar. I mean, this should be middle of the road. The Raiders are worse talent wise, I think, but I picked the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm with you. I picked the Chargers as well. I think that the Chargers are kind of going to come out and make. I wouldn't be surprised. Now, this is a division game. They're usually close, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Chargers kind of come out and make a statement, because they're excited about their new head coach.
Yeah.
Denver Broncos at the Seattle Seahawks.
Seahawks. Broncos, I don't know. I don't know what to think. Sean Payton has not been looked like the coach he used to be. He's got a young quarterback who seems to fit exactly what he wants to be, who's probably maxed out talent wise. But the Seahawks are a good team, and with a new coach, I kind of like what they're doing, even though I didn't pick them to win anything and like playoffs wise. But I think they're a better team than the Broncos.
Yeah, I picked Seattle. I will say, like, I think so. My take on Denver is kind of like they improved during the end of last year, right?
Mhm.
They got better. They went 8-9. I couldn't believe that because they started 0-5 or something like that. It's like,
Yeah.
how did you end up 8-9? So anyway, so I think this year will be one more year of growing for them because of the
Mhm.
rookie quarterback and all that stuff and being a younger team. So I like Seattle winning this game. I do. This one will be an interesting game. The Dallas Cowboys at the Cleveland Browns.
I don't think I even picked that one. Dallas Cowboys at the Cleveland Browns.
At the Browns, yeah.
Oof.
And
I'm going to say let's go Browns.
yeah, that's what I picked. Yeah,
Dang it.
I know. I almost picked the Cowboys, but they have to lose some games. This was
Yeah.
one of the games that I picked them to lose.
Mhm.
Um, Washington Commanders at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
All right. So the Commanders were not a dark horse team for me, but I do think they're better. They're going to be better than they're not going to be like, 1 or 2 wins. I think they're going to be like 5 or 6 wins. And this is one that I have them beating the Bucks.
Yeah, I'm okay. You have the Commanders being the Bucks. How do you
Yeah.
like Daniels? I keep calling him McDaniels for everybody who listens to
There's
the
too
podcast.
many.
I know Daniels, McDaniels, but Daniels.
Yeah.
How do you like him? Do you like his prospect?
So I only watched highlights. First of all, he runs like a wide receiver. He's ridiculously
Mhm.
fast. He's small, which scares me long term. But I don't know that I've seen too many young quarterbacks with the ball placement he has, especially on deep balls. And they have
Okay.
I love McLaurin. He's always been good. Scary Terry. Um, I like him a lot. I just don't know what his longevity is going to be like with that frame. He's
Okay.
just small.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about his size, but I'm excited to see him because I think he
Mhm.
could be electric. The Los Angeles Rams at the Detroit Lions, Sunday Night Football.
This is one of those where I just feel like every time a team gets beat in the playoffs, week one means more to them. So I'm picking the Rams.
Okay.
So yeah, the Lions, I mean, have a lot of games they're going to win, but I think the Rams win this one. That's Sunday night, right?
Sunday
It's a
night.
Sunday night game. Yeah, so I think that'll factor in.
Yeah. This was a good Sunday night game for them to pick with Stafford against the Lions. I think returning the Ford Field, he hasn't been there yet, right?
That could be. I think they play. Yeah, because out of that one, yeah, you're right. I think
Yeah.
was a playoff game in Ford Field.
Oh, it must have been. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to pick the Lions because I'm scared about the Ram. I know the Rams defense is looking okay, but again, I think there's going to be an adjustment period. The Lions are just more of a complete team. Them being at home, I think it's going to work to their benefit, and I think that I really think that teams are going to run on the Rams. And if you're playing any team, uh, like the Lions, and you don't have a run defense, I just think
that's
it's going
true.
to work bad for you. So I'm going to pick the
Good thinking.
Lions to win that game.
I do have a question for you as a Lions fan. I also love Jamison Williams. What have you been hearing?
So the one thing is, stuff has been positive about him. I expect that from any team. Like, I mean, how many years did we hear about Lazard and MVS? Like, any team is going to blow their own guys up a bit, right? But the one thing I did like is that Ben Johnson, their offensive coordinator, said it was their offseason goal to get him more involved in the offense. So I like that. I think by getting rid of Reynolds, because Goff was really he had a real good connection with Reynolds, which I think he'll miss a little bit, but it kind of forces him to kind of look James Williams way. Jameis Williams way. So I'm excited about that. So I think this might be the year he kind of and he finally had a whole off season. There's no suspension. He's not injured. So this is I think his third year. So I think this could be the year he goes on to, and explodes onto the scene.
Yep.
Okay, Monday Night Football, another really good game. The New York Jets at the San Francisco 49ers.
It's hard as Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I've watched Aaron for so long. He doesn't normally come out hot, but I have a feeling they're going to be pretty pumped up. And the Niners, it's hard to root against the Niners or think that they're not going to be good. But for some reason, I lean towards the Jets in this one, and I don't really know why.
Well, again, it's week one. I kind of agree with you. I'm kind of curious because the last time he went into San Francisco with a really good defense, they almost won that game in the playoffs. The Packers did. And it was really the special teams that kind of let everybody down. I don't know if you remember that game, Roo, but that was a rough game for Packers. So I'm wondering if this could be kind of the same way that there'll be a little bit of a defensive struggle, and then Rodgers will maybe score enough, or he won't. But because it's in San Francisco, I'm going to pick the Niners myself. So that's where we stand. Nice. So how many ones do we have different? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 different ones. 17.
Way more 16. Than normal.
I know. Week one. Yeah. Well, thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.